Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Cook with Sana Kuram. This is Sana. Today I'm going to show you how to make the world famous Middle Eastern dessert kunafa, or it is otherwise called as Knafeh. I'm going to make it with the traditional spun pastry dough called kadayif. This kunafa is made on stove top or it is baked in the oven. I'm going to show you the baking method with my Prestige OTG. At the end of this video, I have also briefly showed the method of making kunafa on stove top too. Now come, let's get started. For making kunafa, the first step is to make the sugar syrup. So let's make the sugar syrup first. Take a saucepan and add 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of water. Mix well till they get completely dissolved. Heat over a medium flame until the sugar solution attains that sugar syrup consistency. The syrup should not be too thick. Those, one string or 2 strings consistency is not required. Heat for about 7 to 8 minutes till the syrup attains a pourable medium thick consistency. Once it thickens, switch off the stove and add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice to avoid sugar crystallization, followed by 1 teaspoon of rose water. Now it's ready, keep it aside. When you serve the kunafa, you can reheat the syrup and pour it over the kunafa. Now let's mix the kunafa dough with the butter. This is the kunafa dough. I am using the Swiss brand kunafa dough. This is available in Amazon. This pack contains 500 grams of the dough. It should be kept frozen. You have to thaw it for at least 3 hours and bring it to room temperature to use it for making the kunafa. Never replace this with the regular vermicelli while making kunafa, as you know, this gives a unique texture to the kunafa which the regular vermicelli can definitely not give. The strands of these vermicelli are so thin that they form a unique crust of the kind which is crispy but not hard, and when soaked in sugar syrup the output is really mind-blowing. The strands are long, so chop them with your hands, or you can use a scissor or knife to chop them. These are really expensive but worth it. Separate the ones which are stuck to each other like this, the way I am doing. From this 500 grams pack, I have used 250 grams of the dough for this recipe. The rest could be frozen in an airtight container. Now to this dough, add 130 grams of melted unsalted butter and mix well. For this recipe, I have totally used 150 grams of unsalted butter. So out of 150 grams of butter, you have to melt only 130 grams, and the balance 20 grams should be in room temperature. Don't melt it, as we need it for greasing the baking pan. Now let's proceed with the preheating. We are going to bake the kunafa at 180 degrees centigrade. So set the preheating temperature to 180 degrees centigrade. Choose the baking mode where both the upper and lower elements will be on, and set the time to 10 minutes. Remove all the trays from the oven before preheating. Now the layering process. Take a 7-inch baking pan and grease it with 20 grams of unsalted softened butter that we had reserved. Coat the pan on all sides thoroughly like this. Now divide the buttered kunafa dough into 2 equal portions and spread 125 grams of the dough into the pan to make the base for the kunafa. So out of total 250 grams, 125 grams goes to the base, and reserve the rest for the top layer. You have to press the dough tightly like the way I am doing, like this. You can also use the bottom of a flat bowl or glass, to press the dough to tighten it. The corner should be pressed with a silicone spatula like this. Now it's neat and ready. Now the next one is the cheese layer. Spread 100 grams of cream cheese over the dough. Here I want to give you a tip. Never add sugar to sweeten the cheese layer, because once the sugar gets baked, it dilutes the molten cheese and the mixture would turn runny, and it may ooze out of the dough. Now add 150 grams of shredded mozzarella cheese. Both the cheese should be in room temperature. The sugar syrup would give you the required sweetness to the recipe, hence extra sugar need not be added to the cheese. If you want to add sugar, there is another method. You have to heat the cheese with sugar and a tablespoon of corn flour and cool it and spread over the base layer. But adding corn flour would change the taste of the filling. Don't spread the cheese at the corners. Now drizzle few drops of rose water, say about 1/8 teaspoon for that extra flavor. Now top it with the reserved 125 grams of buttered kunafa dough. Spread it and press thoroughly like the way we did for the base, so that the vermicellis stay intact till the entire baking process gets over. Like this. The corner should be tightened. The pan is ready to get into the preheated oven for baking. The oven has been preheated. Place the trays. The baking tray should be placed at the center. Place the pan and bake it at 180 degrees centigrade for 40 minutes. Now it's done. Let's remove the pan and check. You can see the color of the top layer baked to perfection. Perfect golden crust for the best kunafa. Run a knife through the sides gently. Place a plate on top and invert the kunafa to unmold it. Like this. There you go, the bottom has been baked to perfect golden color. Now immediately pour the warm sugar syrup gently over the kunafa so that it penetrates through the layers and sweetens the top, middle and the bottom layers. Let it rest for 5 minutes so that the dough turns soft and the soaked cheese layers get sweetened. As it is soaking, you can garnish the kunafa with coarsely ground pistachios and some rose petals. Now make pieces and serve immediately with some more sugar syrup. Another tip I want to share with you is if you are making this kunafa for 5 to 6 people, then the entire kunafa can be consumed fully. But if you want to store this in refrigerator and reheat in the oven and consume later, it's better to avoid using mozzarella cheese because mozzarella cheese turns rubbery on reheating. Instead of mozzarella, you can use cream cheese with grated processed cheese, as these two when reheated never turns rubbery and they easily get back to molten state. The hot molten cheese literally gets a rose flavored sugar bath. The sugar syrup so crispy crust on top and bottom with a cheesy melt in mouth middle layer. Trust me, each and every bite of this kunafa was really heavenly. Friends, please try this recipe and let me know the feedback in the comment section, and I love to read your comments. Now I will show you a brief video on how to make this kunafa on a stove top. The recipe is the same as the oven kunafa. The layering should be done on a 24 centimeter pan instead of the cake tin. After the layering process, place the tawa on a fulka grill or on a flat tawa and cook the kunafa over a slow flame for 12 minutes on each side. Run a spatula at the sides to make it even, like the way I am doing. Flip it using another 26 centimeters pan and cook for 12 minutes. So totally 24 minutes for cooking. You can see how perfectly it has been cooked to golden color. Place it on a serving plate and pour the sugar syrup and serve. Friends, hope you like this video and my recipe. If you like this video, please hit a like and share this recipe with your family and friends. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and enable the bell icon to get notifications of my new uploads. Wish you all a very happy and blessed Ramzan. Thank you for watching my video. Meet you all in my next upload. Until then, this is Sana signing off with lots of love.